Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Spanish lesson.
Today, we're going to go over 15 Spanish verbs that you could use every single day that you've probably never learned before. For example, do you know how to say to tie your shoes or to make your bed? What about how to start your car? If not, stick with us to the end to learn all 15 and improve your Spanish.
Although some verbs have only one meaning, many common verbs like this have several meanings. And some verbs can be used for the same situations. So let's start with the first one.
Okay, number one, atar. Atar generally refers to tying or binding something like shoes, knots, or objects. For example, I tie my shoes every morning.
Me ato los zapatos todas las mañanas.
So remember, if we tie something, we'll just use atar by itself. But in this case, whenever we deal with putting on clothes or tying shoes, when the speaker is doing something to themselves, it's reflexive, so we need me ato. An example with atar not being reflexive, we could say, he tied the package with a string.
Él ató el paquete con un hilo.
An atar can also refer to binding something in a figurative sense, like binding someone to an agreement. For example, we can't bind ourselves to this contract.
No podemos atarnos a este contrato. Number two, amarrar is normally interchangeable with atar.
That's right, you can use amarrar also if you want to talk about tying your shoes and similar things like that. But we want to use amarrar when we're talking about securing something more tightly or using more force. For example, she tied the dog to the tree.
Ella amarró al perro al árbol.
So in this case, we could use amarrar or atar. But we need to use amarrar if we say something like this. Don't tie the rope too tight. It might break.
No amarres la cuerda tan fuerte. Podría romperse.
The captain tied the boat to the dock.
El capitán amarró el barco al muelle.
Number three, destapar has several meanings. It can refer to opening something like a bottle or a jar. It can refer to uncovering something that was hidden or revealing a situation or a truth. For example, George opened the bottle of soda.
Jorge destapó la botella de refresco.
The police uncovered a hidden truth.
La policía destapó una verdad oculta.
I'm going to open the can of beans.
Voy a destapar la lata de frijoles.
And sometimes we use verbs like destapar to refer to certain things that don't explicitly refer to that action. For example, we can use destapar to talk about unclogging a toilet. In fact, a plunger is called a destapacaños. So pay attention to this next example in case you ever get into one of these situations. I'm sorry, that toilet is always clogging. There's a plunger in the closet you can use to unclog it.
Lo siento, ese inodoro siempre está tapándose. Hay un destapacaños en el closet que puedes usar para destaparlo. Number four, tender can refer to spreading something out, like laying clothes on a line or making the bed. It also means to lay down or arrange something in a specific way.
For example, she hangs the laundry every afternoon.
Ella tiende la ropa todas las tardes.
Will you help me make the bed?
¿Me ayudas a tender la cama?
Now, here we could easily substitute colgar for to hang the laundry or hacer, to do or to make the bed. But in Mexico, we tend to use the verb tender for these two things. So it's really important that you study whatever specific Spanish of the country that you're interested in and try to follow along and use their vocab and their verbs. Okay, let's see another one. I'm going to lie down on the couch.
Voy a tenderme en el sofá.
Now, while this example is correct, using tender like this is something that you're more likely to read in a book. In Mexico, at least, you'll use the verb acostarse when you want to talk about lying down. Okay, number five, arrancar, can refer to pulling something out, like weeds or teeth, to tear something, and most commonly, to start an engine. For example, the car won't start.
El coche no arranca.
She pulled out the weeds from the garden.
Ella arrancó las malas hierbas del jardín.
Carlos tore the page from the notebook.
Carlos arrancó la página del cuaderno. Number 6. Abrochar is used to fasten or button up clothes, like a shirt, jacket, or belt. For example,
I buttoned my jacket because it's cold.
me abroché la chamarra porque hace frío.
I always fasten my belt after I tuck in my shirt.
Siempre me abrocho el cinturón después de que me meto la camisa.
We're going to take off. Please fasten your seatbelts.
Vamos a despegar. Por favor, abróchense los cinturones.
Number 7. Abotonar, like abrochar, means to fasten, but abotonar specifically refers to fastening buttons, like on a jacket or shirt or pants. For example, my 3-year-old son knows how to button up his shirt all by himself.
Mi hijo de 3 años ya sabe abotonar su camisa solo.
Coming out of the bathroom, he forgot to button up his pants.
Al salir del baño, olvidó abotonarse los pantalones.
My grandma has trouble buttoning her sweater because of her arthritis.
Mi abuela tiene problemas para abotonarse el suéter por su artritis. Number 8. Meter is used for inserting something into another object, like putting things into bags or pockets. It can also mean to involve or introduce something into a situation.
Now, we're sure that you've learned the verb poner, which is to put or to place. But meter is used a little bit differently because it involves putting something into something. But we have an entire video on meter versus poner, and we'll leave that link in the description below. But let's see some examples with meter. So we could say something like, I put the keys in my pocket.
Metí las llaves en mi bolsillo.
My mom put the dishes in the dishwasher.
Mi mamá metió los platos en el lavaplatos.
Don't get involved in their argument.
No te metas en su discusión.
Number 9, acomodar refers to arranging or organizing things, making things fit, or adjusting something for comfort. For example, she arranged the books on the shelf by author.
Ella acomodó los libros en el estante por autor.
He adjusted his clothes before entering the meeting.
Él acomodó su ropa antes de entrar a la junta.
They settled in their seats before the concert.
Ellos se acomodaron en sus asientos antes del concierto. Number 10. Enjuagar refers to rinsing something off, usually with water.
That's right. For example, we could say, don't forget to rinse the dishes after dinner.
No olvides enjuagar los platos después de la cena.
She rinsed her hair after shampooing it.
Ella enjuagó su cabello después de lavarlo.
Now, don't forget that enjuagar specifically refers to rinsing, just with water and not with soap. If we want to wash something with soap, we either use the verbs lavarse or enjabonarse. So let's see the difference in this example here. He only rinsed off the dirt from his hands, but he didn't actually wash them.
Él solo enjuagó la tierra de sus manos, pero en realidad no se las lavó. Okay, before we get into our last 5 verbs, we want to thank our supporters and members. Thanks to Bikram Barua for becoming a YouTube member. Your support helps us create lessons like this to improve your Spanish. Gracias, amigo.
Sí, muchas gracias. Now, if you'd like to become a member, you can check out our links in the description of this video. We have links for YouTube memberships, for Patreon memberships, and for Buy Me a Coffee, so it's really easy to sign up or donate to the channel. Also, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you still haven't, and share this video so that our Spanish lessons can reach more and more Spanish students. Thank you so much. Okay, number 11, apretar, refers to something tight, like squeezing or tightening something, such as a shoe or a grip. For example, these shoes are tight. They hurt my feet.
Estos zapatos me aprietan. Me duelen los pies.
Squeeze the toothpaste from the bottom.
Aprieta la pasta de dientes desde abajo.
The table leg is coming loose. We need to tighten the screws.
La pata de la mesa se está aflojando. Necesitamos apretar los tornillos.
And just another side note here, whereas we say the legs of a table or the legs of a chair in English. In Spanish, we use patas, like the paws of the table. So patas are legs of chairs or furniture.
Number 12. Subir can refer to going up, such as stairs or a hill. Also, increasing something, such as volume, or putting something in a higher place.
Right, for example, we could say, he went up the stairs quickly.
Él subió las escaleras rápidamente.
Now, quick side note here, when we talk in going up in general, we don't need an a after subir. So it was subió las escaleras. But if we're talking about a specific location, like if we wanted to say he went up to the second floor, it would be subió al segundo piso. So we need an a after subir when we're talking about a specific location. Okay, another example could be, I like that song. Turn the volume up on the radio.
Me gusta esa canción. Sube el volumen de la radio.
They put the box up on the shelf.
Ellos subieron la caja al estante.
Zip up your jacket because it's cold.
Sube el cierre de la chamarra porque hace frío, or sube la cremallera de la chamarra porque hace frío.
Yeah, we use subir for the action, but the mechanism is cremallera, no?
That's right. Also, in Mexico, we normally say cierre or zipper.
Okay, number 13, prender refers to turning on something like electronic devices or lighting something like a light or a fire. In any of these examples, you could also use the verb encender, as many countries use that verb as well. So we could say, for example, I can't see. Can you turn the lights on?
No puedo ver. ¿Puedes prender la luz?
My boyfriend lights the candles for a romantic dinner.
Mi novio prende las velas para una cena romántica.
She turned on the heater in the room.
Ella prendió el calentador de la habitación. Number 14. Agitar refers to shaking or stirring something, often to mix or move it quickly, and it can also mean to agitate.
Right, for example, we could say, shake the baby bottle up before giving it to him.
Agita el biberón antes de dárselo.
The bartender finished the drink by stirring it.
El bartender terminó el cóctel agitándolo.
After running 10 kilometers, I felt very agitated.
Después de correr 10 kilómetros, me sentía muy agitada.
And number 15, sacudir, also means to shake something, but it always means to shake something in terms of removing dirt, cleaning, or dusting. For example, I shake the rug outside to clean it.
Sacudo la alfombra afuera para limpiarla.
She dusted off the furniture.
Ella sacudió los muebles.
Before getting in the car, shake the sand off your shoes, please.
Antes de subir al carro, sacude la arena de tus zapatos, por favor.
And that's it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you still haven't so you don't miss any other lessons like this.
And watch this video to keep improving your Spanish.
Until next time.